Shalom. Call Haloyamla, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rachak Kodash, Rakta Yahawashi, Rakta Yahawashi, Rakta Rachak Kodash, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rachak Kodash. Shalom, double honors unto the elder apostles, a great millstone. Shalom to the elders in the Akim and the Akwath of the hopeful elect. Shalom. I want to go into a quick video entitled, Don't Worry, Yahawaah and Yahawashi will protect the elect, the elect of Israel. Because why? Those that are rehearsing the righteous acts, keeping the commandments, and having the faith in Yahweh and Yahawashi, right? They will not be harmed. They will not be touched. Because most I say, touch not mine anointed. The anointed is the remnant, elect of Israel. Because the Most High truly loves the Israelites, but chiefly right now in these last days, it's only for the elect, because 2/3 must be cut off and die for their wickedness, and that's in Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. So just want to go ahead and start here in the book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 40 and verse 9. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation. And when you go into that word tribulation, that goes into trouble. So Jacob's trouble, that's about to happen as well. And the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. And so now the tribulation, in Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 1, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. The fiery trial begins. That doesn't mean you're wicked. And right here, I did say, because we have to all go through Jacob's trouble. And in this particular context, in verse 10, it said that these things are created for the wicked to destroy them. But tribulation and trials and the righteous walk, the fiery walk that we have to walk, is necessary for us to be able to receive our reward for our increase at our last end for the righteous. Lord willing, we of the elect. But the wicked, their tribulation is going to come because of their wickedness. The hopeful of the elect, tribulation comes because we have to be purified through that fire, because gold is purified in fire, and the elect and the righteous are gold. but we go through troubles because it's for our, just for our correction and for our increasing of our spirit. So just know that, when you're going through things, it's not because you're wicked, it's because you're doing what the Most High, is pleased with. And you must, every father, chasten and corrects and builds up his son, so that he can be a great finished product. So from there, we'll go to Genesis chapter 4 and verse 7. It's the story of, Cain and Abel. It says, verse 7, if thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted. So when you do well, the Most High is going to accept you and receive you through his only begotten son, Yahawashi, in these days, right? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. So sin is nowhere around you when you're doing, keeping the commandments. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And so, Satan and sin, that'll be your dominion when you're wicked. But so when you do well which is pleasing to the Most High, you will be accepted by the Most High. So, the judgments and everything is coming down. Where what prompted this video, because we're in the last days, and judgment is going forth, and judgment is we can see it's around the corner, of great apocalyptic, judgments. And so just remember that the judgments are going out for the wicked. We've caught our hell leading up until this time, and then it's still going to be a tribulation process, but we will be preserved through it all, right? Because that brings the precept to mind of because judgment, we're going to be right there in the midst of judgment. Psalm 91 and 7, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. So that's the that's the judgments that's going to be going forth in these apocalyptic times. Death going to be all around, but the elect will be preserved through it all. So don't fear. It could be it can be a bit concerning, but just stay spiritual and not let the flesh take over, and know that you will be protected and preserved when everyone else is dropping around. Because there's this new thing called what? He died suddenly, right? And we know what that's about. And that's part of that. People dying and dropping around you like flies because a great amount of people, they went ahead and rolled up their sleeves. And you know what I'm talking about. So when they did that, that's going to contribute to 1,000 falling at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand. But it won't come near you because you did what? You did that that you did well by not doing that. And then so you will be accepted when you reject the evil, wicked devices of Satan. And so from there, going to Isaiah 59, because there's a direct correlation, because the Most High, he deals with perfect balance. He has his right hand side, which through Yahawashi, and the preserving and protection from the holy angels that he appoints to the elect. And then he has his left hand, right, that's where he sends out judgment through Satan, devils, and demons upon the wicked upon the earth. So there's a perfect balance. And then, because everything has a right and left hand aspect, because when Yahawashi returns, I've said it in the past, it's going to symbolize two things: salvation and great judgment. Salvation to the elect, and great judgment and sorrow to the wicked heathen and ungodly 2/3 Israelites. The scriptures say that the heathen, when he appears, the people will begin to mourn. Why? Because it represents their judgment and terrifying destruction that's about to occur. So here in Isaiah 59 and 17, 59 and 19, so shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, that's to the east, throughout the four corners of the earth. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, shall lift up a standard against him. So the enemy, we know it means adversary, Satan, and then we know who the physical manifestation of Satan is, the so-called white man. And they're going to come in like with their militaries and militias during Jacob's trouble. And when they try to come in and move in on the elect, the Most High is going to do what? They're going to come in like a flood. They'll try to surround you and everything, And then the Most High shall lift up a standard against the adversary, which is Satan and Esau Edom, the so-called white race. And when you go into that word standard, the Hebrew word is like nash, nash. Well, yeah. So that's the Hebrew word right there. Can't really pronounce this one. I got to brush up on that Assyrian Hebrew right here. But it means to flee, escape. The Most High shall allow you lift up a standard where you will be able to flee and be able to escape the armies and the judgment. Not judgment, but the evil that that the Edomites are going to try to bring upon us. To flee, to escape, to take flight, depart, disappear. How you going to disappear? No one can disappear today, right? So that means that spiritual powers and miraculous wonders are going to be done again, and it's going to enter into the earth again, like we read about in the Holy Scriptures. The different miracles is going to come back into the earth in a great way. Some people are going to be able to fly away. Some people are going to be able to disappear. To fly to the attack on horseback, says to drive at, to take flight, to put to flight, to drive hastily, to cause to disappear, hide. So the Most High can, and also is going to cloak people where they can just walk right past people, not be seen. So that's what's going to happen, because the Most High loves who? His elect. And Matthew, because the Most High loves the elect and will protect them. Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So for the elect's sake, not for everybody's sake, but not even all Israel's sake, but for the elect of Israel's sake. Those days shall be short. Those days shall be shortened. Shall meaning in the future is going to be short because the days and times are speeding up now. And why? Because the enemy is coming in like a flood with his mandates, and which is going to lead to him physically coming in like a flood. His legal flood of mandates and everything, Operation Warp Speed and everything, right? And the Most High is shortening the days right there for our sakes. And then when he come in like a flood, he's going to save us, those of the elect. And so, because if the Most High don't shorten these days, we will get consumed in this wickedness that Esau is putting forth to try to swallow up mankind in that digital economy. That shows you how much the Most High loves us, because as soon as Esau moves, the Most High moves. Because when Esau does something, that he's trying, when he try to enact his evil, wicked devices, the Most High matches him and then infinitely raise him one, right? Because this is all for Esau is doing this to try to consume the elect, but the Most High is letting you know that the elect will not get consumed by these evil, wicked devices in the last days here coming up. So Malachi 3:6, for I am the Lord Yahawash, I change not. Bahasham Yahawashi says, therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So if the Most High changed, then we would get consumed, because change is of Satan. The sure foundation of the Most High never changes. But Satan and his devices is all in his craftiness, smoothness is of Satan. And if things change, as things continue to change, lines get blurred, and then you don't even know. Because that's why, back in about 20, 30 years ago, you had different genres of music, right? Hip hop, you had pop music, you had rock and roll, and there's clear, distinct sounds. And then now, as the music industry has been evolving and changing over the last 10 to 15 years, you can't even tell, it's all one sound with the bass of a hip hop tempo, right? All music has a hip hop tempo now. So all the music has been consumed into just basically one genre, like a form of hip hop in different styles. So that's the same way with mankind and races. Esau is trying to blend everybody together, Babylon the Great, so in the land of confusion, right? Putting everything together, lines have been blurred. Nobody know left from right. They don't know their own heritage, really. They don't keep their own heritage, but the ever evolving and ever changing culture of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man under Satan, and the sons of Jacob, the Israelites, they're getting consumed, but the elect will not get consumed, because the Most High changed not, and He gave us the old paths. He awakened us back to the old paths, which is the law, statutes, and commandments, the ancient culture, the ancient foundation that's forever. And then going back to John 10 and 28. We're not going back, but going to John 10 and 28. And I give unto them eternal life. This is Yahawashi speaking in red. And they shall never perish, neither shall any pluck them out of my hand. This is the elect. My Father, which gave them me, is greater than all. It's another verse proving that the Father and Son are two different powers. The Almighty power, Yahweh is the Father, and Yahawashi is the only begotten Son. And no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. I and my Father are one, because Yahawashi follows and does everything that is well pleasing to the Most High, and that's how you know you're the same body, you're the same mind and spirit. The elect, we're one. The hopeful elect, rephrase that. I did not make myself a part of the number of the elect, but the elect, they are one because they speak the same thing. But are they the same person? No, they're different people. But they're one because they're in the same mind and spirit, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi, right? So nobody know this judgment going around and coming down, and to come down here in the future in these apocalyptic days to come, that's real soon. The Most High has the elect, and Yahawashi has the elect in their hand, and nobody will pluck them out, meaning no one going to destroy them or touch them. Some will have to. Some may go as be. Some will be become martyrs and die for the truth, but but they will, of course, be have everlasting salvation, coming to them for sure. But this is just showing you that the elect through the whole process, um, will be preserved and fed and sheltered and guided in these troublous times to come. So Revelation 11 and 13. And in the same hour, in the same hour there was a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and it's going into Babylon the Great. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, means a complete number of people were, the Most High not going to give you the exact number, just let you know a great amount of people are going to die. And the remnant were affrighted. Who is the remnant? The elect of the Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, the lost 12 tribes of Israel. They were affrighted and gave glory to the power of Yahawashi Yahawashi of heaven. And why? Because that's the salvation. Because that great earthquake, the earthquake is the thermonuclear missiles hitting. That's that great earthquake. And then the remnant were affrighted because simultaneously the elect will be getting saved from the thermonuclear missiles. And that's why they're affrighted, because it's going to be, it's going to be a frightening thing as it's happening, but the elect won't be harmed. And that's what that's going into. That nothing's going to pluck the elect out of the Most High in Yahawashi's hand. I'm going to 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 21. Start there. And I saw and spared it greatly. That's the elect. And have kept me a grape of the cluster. Now a cluster of grapes are many grapes, right? You get you a big handful of grapes. That's a cluster of grapes, right? But there's only one grape out of that cluster. And so that cluster are the Israelites. That grape is the 1/3 elect. So the Most High kept one grape, kept a remnant, 1/3 of Israel, and a plant of a great people. And that plant goes into Yahawashi, because in John chapter 15 is what? Yahawashi is the vine. A vine is going to that olive tree, that olive plant, right? That's that, and because the elect can do nothing without the vine Yahawashi, so we abide in the vine Yahawashi. That's that plant, that plant of a great people, because Yahawashi is the root of all Israel. Verse 22, let the multitude perish then. And that goes into the multitude is the 2/3. It's more than 2/3 is greater than 1/3, right? But then also it's going into the wicked and the heathen, right? Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. So these people are born in vanity. They're empty. They're insignificant. And let my grape be kept. That's going into the elect. And my plant, that's Yahawashi. For with great labor have I made it perfect. So the Most High had, endless patience for the elect to grow and build and get ready for this great deliverance. When Yahawashi came and he was perfect without blemish, and that grape, which is the elect remnant, awakened back and was quickened through the Spirit, through Yahawashi's blood, giving them the grace to awaken. And the Most High had patience with us, and hopefully we are of that number of the elect. And they will be saved, with that salvation. So the Most High, don't worry. Yahawah and Yahawashi will protect the elect. It's been written, and the prophecies have all the prophecies have come to pass all throughout the scriptures. And there's main key ones to come to pass in the last days to usher in the kingdom of heaven. And we will continue. Hopefully we have that number of the elect, and we will be preserved. And there's nothing to worry about. Just pray for forgiveness every day. Repent. And have the faith in Yahawah and Yahawashi, and keep the commandments to the best of your ability, right? And then also, try to go ahead and fast and stay praying without ceasing, like at all times, daily, all day, and meditating upon the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, staying spiritual minded and not carnal minded, as society distracts you with evil, wicked, vain, unprofitable thoughts. So with that being said, I hope this video was edifying. The water to the Yahawashi for another video. Till next video, I say, Bahasham Yahawashi, Shalom.